Welcome to the Crossroads Chronicles. This is a series where we bring in guest game masters and have them run a system of their choice. And in this series, we will have as many game masters and as many different systems as we can without repeating any of them. So, Vince, please introduce yourself and tell us what we're playing today.
With pleasure. Hey, folks, I am Vince. Today, we will be playing Night's Black Agents by Pelgrane Press. Night's Black Agents uses the GUMSHOE system. For those who may be unfamiliar with it, it is used in this game, Swords of the Serpentine, which you may have seen before on 12-Sided Stories, I believe, with one of their campaigns. A whole bunch of others. It's a great system, very investigative focused, cinematic in most, if not all places. A lot of fun. So I hope we all have a great time with this, and I'm sure we will. So let's do it. Dubrovnik, Croatia, the pearl of the Adriatic, a city that has repeatedly weathered the worst that man could throw at it. Overlooking the Adriatic Sea, it was once known as Ragusa, existing under the protection of the Byzantine Empire and the Republic of Venice before becoming a free state. Barely escaping destruction in an earthquake in 1667, it likewise managed to survive occupation by Napoleon's French Empire, eventually becoming a vassal state to the Austrian Kingdom of Dalmatia. It was absorbed into the Kingdom of Yugoslavia upon its inception, was part of the Axis-aligned independent state of Croatia, then reincorporated into the Socialist Republic of Croatia. Dubrovnik faced what was arguably one of the most grievous threats to its existence in 1991, during the Croatian War of Independence. For nearly 8 months, it faced relentless bombardment by the Yugoslav People's Army. Old Town was nearly destroyed in the shelling, but the city and its people once again stood firm against occupation. It survived, and thanks to over a decade of repair and restoration, it now thrives as one of the Mediterranean's most popular tourist destinations. There is history, sun, water, food, drink, and tourists. So many tourists. There are few better places for one to disappear among the masses. A perfect place for individuals with shady dealings and shadier backgrounds to hide in the open. It is here, naturally, that you find yourselves preparing to meet your fixer at yet another nameless hotel.
Eloise de Bettany is a woman of a different time. Her hair is curled in the style of the 1940s. She wears a navy silk dress, very old-fashioned, almost like she's stepped out of the pictures. An air of melancholy under an unflappable exterior. If you know anything about her, it's that she is good at her work and that she is beautiful, but there is nothing beautiful about her work.
Yegor, the Egg Kozlov. You see, he's basically Dave Bautista kind of guy. He's big, like 6'2", big. He looks like a Russian gangster. He has many scars, but even more tattoos. They cover mostly his whole body. They come up a little bit onto his chin, onto his face a little bit, and he's. When you see him, he looks very intimidating, but also very clean. His side of head is shaved, but he has like little man bun, very tight on top of head, and he is dressed. He thinks it's very fashionable, but it's kind of like late 2000 club douche sort of dress. He has like very like, you know, like those wet button shirts, like those ones that look wet. Has like very, very wild design, sort of like tank top underneath, lots of jewelry, necklaces, many rings, and a very fancy shoes, like a Gucci belt. He's, but again, very clean. He has designer sunglasses, and he is coming. He has this silver suitcase with him at all times, and he is walking around this Dubrovnik. You said
Dubrovnik, yes.
yes. He's going to a hotel. He has his sunglasses on. Though he looks very intimidating, he has this big smile on his face. And he's like holding maybe like a drink that he got from some like local restaurant as he's walking to the hotel. He's taking in all of Dubrovnik, and he's very happy to be here.
Incredible. Absolutely unprecedented and amazing. Love it.
He also has 2 gold teeth.
2 gold teeth.
Yeah, when he smiles, you can see more in the back that he has 2 gold-plated teeth.
Incredible.
Dottie Payne, they, them, they, her, they, she, all of those. She is a youngish looking person, probably the youngest person in the crew. That does not belie her experience, though. They've got tons of experience doing what they do. Dottie was caught stealing high-end jewels, luxury items, things that she doesn't really need to steal because she comes from a little bit of money. Her brother is high up in the military and was able to kind of scooch her on over to the powers that be for a nice deal instead of jail time. So she is biding her time, trying to make ends meet to keep up her lifestyle. She has kinky curly hair that she usually puts up in pigtails to make her look as unassuming as possible. Wears a little bit of bright makeup, very youthful, kind of e-girl / like new Gen Z kind of fashion. Has a very kind of hide in plain sight vibe. People tend not to look at her other than to be like, these goddamn teens. But she's really just trying to case your joint and figure out how she can get in there as best she can. They are relatively tall. They're like 5'8", 5'9". They tend to wear kind of baggy coveralls and kind of like cropped shirts and things like that, usually in black, to continue to sort of mask themselves from the outside world. And they usually have a lollipop in their mouth because they can't smoke with the work that they do. So in order to kind of engage and stimulate their kind of twitchy behavior, that's what they kind of use to chill out and mellow. Yeah, Dottie is both deeply unassuming and extremely dangerous.
Layla Khan is 5'7" or so, depending on how tall her boots are at the day. She dresses quite the opposite to Dottie. She is punk. She is ripped clothes. She is black everything, Middle Eastern skin tone, short cropped hair, big curls, always carrying a duffel bag or some kind of equipment on her person. And going against kind of her style, she always wears a brass heart locket that is weirdly against anything else that she is on her person. And she is not a cheerful sort. She's sarcastic, she's sassy, and she's just here to do a job.
Jane is a fit woman with like somewhat broad shoulders, but that's kind of hidden by a like relaxed and almost closed off posture most of the time. She has pale skin, blue eyes that look almost like gray in a certain light, and she has dark hair that's cut short with the top just like a little bit longer, but in like a shaggy I don't care sort of way. Almost like maybe she did it herself in the bathroom last night, which I, as a player, in fact, did do. She's about 5'10", pushing maybe 5'11" in her combat boots. She wears mostly black clothing, and a silver chain that none of you have ever seen her take off. And she has various holsters, depending on what weapons she's sporting that day, but that's Jane.
As you all kind of make your way up to one of the top floor rooms, it's a perfectly nondescript room. It's not a suite. It's not, anything particularly flashy or attention grabbing.
I do want to say, would we have seen each other in hallway before coming into the room?
You know what? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because I would have 100% said hi to everybody.
Beautiful. Yeah. You absolutely would have had that opportunity.
Oh yes, I'd be like, Jane, it is good to see you. You look like shit. How are you? Huh?
As Jane is like sporting 2 coffees and just holds one over to Layla.
I take it and take a sip. Is that a new boat, Egg?
Oh yes, I just got this lady down the street. They have good fashion here, I ought to say. And speaking of good fashion, Toti, hello.
Yo,
always as succinct and good and warm as ever, huh?
I think she gives you like a really complex handshake that she has taught you over time, and it's super cool and intricate, and like there's like a cool move at the end, and then just like nods at you and puts the lollipop back in her mouth.
Oh, did I do it good this time? I know you the Americans have a very particular way. You kiss these days, huh?
You're exceptional. Exceptional. I
Ah,
couldn't ask for better.
that's right, that's right. And Layla, how could I not say hi to you, huh?
It's all right. It's my
You,
job. Not go notice.
well, I notice you. Look, we all have drink after this. Oh, look, Eloise always in the room. She's always ready to go, huh?
Eloise has been at the corner of the room, and as you call out Layla, she does, for a moment, look like she's about to speak, but instead just takes a drag on her cigarette.
I would say you see Yegor kind of like a big heavy eyebrow, sort of like crack one eyebrow over at you and over at Layla. You two made up yet or no, huh?
There's nothing to make up, darling.
We'll get a couple drinks in you. Maybe we'll forget that, huh? Yes.
Not if you paid me.
We will see, but
I think with this happening, Jane just puts a hand on Egg, turns him around, and leads him into the room.
Oh yes, back to business. You're always with business, all of you. Always with business.
That's why we're here.
Watson.
That's what we're here for. So
No, we are here for fun, Jane. I brought some cards.
You
Hey,
always
Layla.
cheat, Egg.
Cheat? You calling me a cheat? What are you talking about? I do not cheat. I play to my strengths. Huh?
How many aces are in that deck?
Too many. You caught me again. You was a smart one, Eloise. You smart.
One person's cheating is another person's creativity.
Oh, I see. A smart one as ever. Smart one, yes. I like you, Dottie. Wait, oh, did I tell you? I have new flat screen TV back at my safe house over at the other city. Yeah, oh, yeah, and I got brand new system. I got what the kids call PlayStation 2. We have we play the most recent games on this. Yes, huh? Why
They're
you
not
make
recent
face?
games. They're not recent games, but you know what? I could do a little bit of I don't know, retro gaming.
Retro? What, this is not new. This
You
is
got
not
Mark
new
of the
game?
Millennium? If you got
Oh.
Mark of the Millennium, then there.
I get whatever you want. We go out there, we get Mark Millennium, we get Spyro. I don't know, whatever you kids play today. We do whatever, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yes, we have a good time, yeah. I mean, you bring your games. I don't know. I don't get all the new stuff
At
like
this
the
point,
Americans do.
the door is answered by a man you know as Georg Rudek. He is your local fixer, and in fact, is pretty prominent throughout Eastern Europe, especially in the circles that you run with. While some of you haven't dealt with him personally, he does greet Eloise like they go back. Eloise gives you a hug, says hello, inquires about your health, your career, how things have been since you last worked together. But he is perfectly affable and professional, offers everyone a drink before gesturing to a couch and opening up a large screen laptop and a projector that he has set up on a coffee table.
Boom, sits down, very comfortable, taking up a huge part of this, whatever chairs in the room.
As he pulls up the projector and projects an image on the wall, you see what looks to be a man in his 60s, clean cut, mustachioed, wearing a uniform that, Jane, with your military science, you recognize as being the uniform of a Canadian Air Force general. And he says, or Georg says, "Our principals need you to retrieve this man's laptop computer. This is Brigadier General Malcolm Lennart. He just completed his NATO tour in Sarajevo, and he's returning home to Canada next week. He commands a logistical planning unit. Not sure what is on the laptop computer, but He has not filed any reports on it, from what we can tell. It implies he's keeping the evidence close to him. We sent some people to his office in Naples at NATO Joint Force Command and didn't turn up any relevant paper files. The principals believe that he keeps everything on that laptop, which he's a bad boy. In defiance of the security regulations, he removes it from his office every night, brings it to his personal quarters, keeps it there, brings it back to work, never leaves his person. For the purposes of this operation, merely getting copies of the laptop data will not be considered a success. He must not retain his own copies, and those files must not, under any circumstance, leave Bosnia with him. Your job is to secure the laptop, make sure no backup exists for it. You will be paid 100,000 euros apiece, half now in an account of your choosing, and half on delivery. Do not kill anyone. We are not murderers, we are thieves. Killing may draw attention to what he was investigating. However, missing data and lost computers, the focus will instead be on his, shirking of policy and regulations. Once the laptop is secured, you will call a contact number. You'll rendezvous with a man named Anton Dedipovic on the Serbian side of the partition line. He will pay you the balance of your fee in cash and take the laptop from there. He slides a flash drive across the table, mainly in your direction, Eloise. There is dossier, photos, and GPS coordinates for your rendezvous point, as well as the keys to a Jeep Cherokee. Any questions?
Eloise will take the files or take the drive, put it away, and say, well, a bad boy and we can't kill anyone. Seems easy enough. In and out. What say the rest of you?
We've done plenty of these before. Not a problem.
I didn't get here spilling blood. I don't intend to do any now. I mean, unless, of course, someone doesn't get out of the building, but I try to warn people.
Well, we could always evacuate and then blow it up, Dottie.
We could. That's probably the smart thing to do.
Just so you know, his office is on a military base in Butmir. It's Camp Butmir. It's the headquarters for NATO in Sarajevo. Blowing things up may not be advisable.
Eloise will lean across the table and pat his hand and say, please don't worry, it's merely a joke.
Okay.
You have no idea how discreet I can be.
I've heard good things.
Well, as it so happens, military men do happen to be a speciality of mine, so.
It's good to hear.
It's not the only thing.
Eloise she's not crass enough to wink, but she will pat his hand again, glance at Layla, and put out her cigarette on his desk. Oh, no, better yet, she'll lean over and drop the cigarette in his shirt pocket. Hold on to that for me, won't you?
It is funny local joke. Eloise putting cigarettes in people's pockets. You know, it's funny, right?
Jane will grab the car keys, stand up, and say, oh, if you two need a minute, we can wait outside.
No, our business has been long concluded. I'll see your wife at the club, though.
Of course, as always. If we want to settle payment now, give me account number. I will transfer funds. If anyone would like to spend 1 point from accounting or 2 points from criminology, maybe we'll get some additional information based on that bank transfer, but up to you.
I'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
I'll spend 1 from criminology.
Okay. You recognize the bank that the transfer originates from as being owned by the Russian mafia.
Hey, Egg.
Eh?
This bank transfer, it's the Russian mafia. You know anything about that? You got any friends there?
Sure, I have many friends. I have friends all over. Would I know anything about this?
Well, so
anything?
Russian mafia is kind of an umbrella term. There's a bunch of different gangs.
There's not just one? What
There's
the
not
hell?
just one. Yeah, no. There's different cities have different gangs, different families. It is quite a labyrinthine network of organized crime.
Mhm.
But you do know that the Russian mafia makes a habit of owning or operating some overseas banks in order to hide its illicit funds.
Okay. I'll say that to Dottie. I'm like, yes, sometimes they use it to hide the funds, but perhaps it's something to keep in mind. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe they have our back more. Huh?
Yeah, that at least add that to the case file. See, I'm already earning my keep. Didn't have to blow anything up.
You blew the story wide open. You did.
This is why we're friends, Egg.
That's right.
Are any of us usually the driver? Like, did anyone take anything and drive?
I have a 7 in driving.
Okay, well, as you stand up, Jane tosses you the keys.
Okay. Actually, I do turn back to Georg and be like, how recently was detailed?
Recently enough for you.
I don't think you understand, Georg. Recently, you know what? I will take it. I will be fine. And you see him like pick up his little silver suitcase and kind of go down quickly because basically he wants to clean the car before he gets in.
Oh, okay.
So he is a clean freak. And that is what he's going to do, is going to like check every inch of this car and try and clean it before people get downstairs, or at least start
Beautiful.
doing that.
Love it. Anybody else?
I tag along, and as he's cleaning, look for bugs, GPS, anything like that someone
Absolutely.
would be following us.
With your technical ability, we'll specifically say electronic surveillance. Without a spend, you go through the car and you kind of check all the spots that you would, if you were to install a device on something, knowing that typically a device is going to need to be hooked up to the car's power system in order to operate, and you find nothing. It is clean.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. So, with that, Georg does advise to get into from Dubrovnik to Sarajevo, taking a slightly longer route, which is about 150 miles, to avoid any potential roadblocks in the Serbian Republic and avoid local militia. So, longer route, but we'll get you there safer. Yep. And he has arranged rooms for you at an airport hotel in the city itself.
Yegor has all of these road trip games already planned. He has CD, he has cassette tape mixes that he's made. He's driving, so he's sort of like in control of it. It's just like, everyone pile in. Okay, we're playing good fun games on the road. First we play I Spy, okay? And just like getting everything set up to go.
Amazing. Yeah, you got about a 2.5, 3 hour drive ahead of you. So what's the plan? What do we do during with that time?
Eloise sits in the back seat, legs crossed, very dainty, just looks out the window, does not make any sort of eye contact with Layla.
Layla sits as far away as she can.
Love it.
Someone has to sit on the hump. There's this shotgun, and then there's hump who's sitting.
That's probably Dottie.
No.
Yeah, they're deep in their phone, like slouched, like taking up an inordinate amount of space despite being rather slim. Legs kind of spread, boots like up on the dash, and like up on the seats in front of them, and they're just like in their phone, like AirPods in the phone, playing a game while listening to something, doing a little dance. Every once in a while, they check their other phone.
Nice.
That means Jane's shotgun. I think she's also in her phone, but I think she is seeing what she can find out about any of the names that were mentioned. I think just a general like Google of the names first, just to see what is publicly known about the names, and then we'll maybe go a little deeper.
Cool. Yeah, easy enough. For Lenart, I mean, being a general officer, you're able to find like kind of an official bio. He's a pretty normal looking career. His expertise is logistics. That seems to be what the focus of his career has been. The only anomaly is the fact that he was suddenly transferred to Sarajevo from Naples. It was about 5 months ago, from what you can tell, based on the timeline in his biography. But it kind of came out of nowhere. With your military science, from what you can tell, he probably should have finished out his tour completely at Naples, at Joint Force Command for NATO. Might have been intended to either he requested himself to go on this assignment or he was moved intentionally. Why and for what purpose is up for debate. That is the only unknown. Unfortunately for Anton Dedipovich, nothing that you can find in open source.
I think she expected that, but looked anyway.
Perfect.
Layla's looking up the area around the base and the base itself, but often they're like blurred out. Maybe just like if there have ever been tourist photos, just trying to get a lay of the land of the area or the base itself for, strategic high places, hidden places, and so on.
Love it. Yeah. So Camp Bootmere is about half a kilometer south of Sarajevo International Airport. It's kind of small-ish, but what you know and what you're able to find is that at any given time, there's uniformed personnel for about 10 to 12 different nations on it at any given time. That's how many countries are operating out of this base, and along with civilian government officials and workers. Lots of people coming and going, as it is, the headquarters for the NATO presence in Bosnia-Herzegovina, as well as for the European Forces training mission. So to train the local military. So lots of folks coming and going. It is kind of in a suburban-ish area next to the airport. So not kind of in the middle of nowhere, more in the city.
Is there anything that Eloise would know through the grapevine or through her various contacts?
Hey, all right. Well, if you want to make a network roll and with a spend or not, and see what you can find that way. Just roll a d6.
D6.
Yep, that is it.
5?
Okay, yeah, a 5? Yeah, that'll succeed. DC is typically going to be 4.
She turns to the others and says, I believe I've heard of this man, Mark. A good reputation. He's clean. Men are never clean.
It will be difficult.
Well, neither are women, I suppose.
Are there any online girls he might consort with? I mean, you can be clean and still have, pictures and videos you enjoy from a certain individual that is a working and hardworking person.
With that network roll, Eloise, we're kind of reaching out to your contacts. Likewise, they, when they bring up the girlfriend, there's no mention, and they specifically go out to say like no mistresses, no local prostitutes, no webcam girls, nothing like that.
That is suspicious.
Boo.
Yeah, but quite frankly, I don't understand why I was brought in on this task at all.
You have many good qualities. I'm sure there is many things we can find. Huh?
And he might just be one of those that needs to talk, Maybe he needs like emotional support.
Good God, I hate that kind.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yes, men who have feelings. Disgusting! All the lot of them.
Terrible, horrible. Feelings ruin everything. Wouldn't you agree, Layla?
Back off, Eloise.
All right now, all right then. We all be good and nice and friendly in the car, huh? Jesus watching. You see here's a big gold cross necklace on. Yegor does.
If you've got a laptop, you can check out the thumb drive that that he gave you all with more information on it.
Do I have a laptop?
Yeah, we'll say yeah. I think it's an easy ask.
Great. I open the laptop and I just hold my hand back for the flash drive.
Eloise takes it out, very dainty, puts it in the palm of your hand. Eloise does not even own a phone, so she has very little interest in keeping technology.
Incredible.
I'll kind of like prop it up on the dash as good as I can so that those in the back that want to see can kind of look over the shoulder, and I'll plug the drive in.
Perfect. So from what you can see, essentially the official jacket and the official dossier on the thumb drive backs up what you were able to find online for Lenart. From what you can see, it doesn't look like he's had any kind of specialized computer training in his career or anything that would indicate he's had any sort of computer science training or cyber training for the most. So that leads you to believe he probably
at risk.
Yeah, probably hasn't dumped copies of the file anywhere. Like he's probably really just keeping it on the laptop and working off the laptop. Other than that, you do see that there are GPS coordinates that lead to a Orthodox cemetery east of Gostilj, which is a small town north of Srebrenica in the Serbian Republic. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's a small town. You could probably if you wanted to, do some more research on the area or on the route. And then, of course, you have Anton Dedipovich, who's your contact you're supposed to meet. There is a Belgrade phone number to call and a basic recognition code to meet your contact, which is the call is nice night for a stroll, and the response is as long as the weather holds up.
Okay, so he does not have any medical conditions, does not have any local doctor. All he visits is local cemetery. There's no dirt on this guy. What are we going to do, huh? He's in military base. We go in as janitors or something? What is this?
Can we see, is he traveling alone?
He does have an adjutant, an aide, Captain Sebring.
Okay.
Oh. And the good captain, is he also squeaky clean?
From what you can tell, single. Yeah.
Not my type, but I can make do.
Not my type.
Incredible.
What's the captain's specialty?
Personnel. He's a personnelist, so office worker.
Good.
Glorified secretary.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
Probably issues with ego, I would imagine.
Don't they all?
Did they go
Why?
everywhere together, or is it more of a just work?
That may come down to actually doing surveillance on the ground.
Well, it seems as if there is any sort of way in, perhaps it is this captain guy that we're all seeing. Because I mean, if we have to get into military base and clear out it is very difficult going into such a high-profile area and doing cleaning. I mean, trust me, it is difficult. So maybe we find more, maybe find schedule or something from this secretary man. I don't know. It might be first stop. I don't know. You all are experts here. I just do cleaning, okay?
So we arrive in Sarajevo, and you all, I'm assuming, make your way straight to your accommodations in the city. What's the way ahead? What's the plan?
Layla would like to do some surveillance on this person, on our Brigadier General, and just get a sense for his movements. If he goes somewhere for dinner, if he is spending time with someone all of the time, if his glorified personal assistant is always with him, that sort of thing. And how attentive he is to this briefcase that he's got the computer in. Like, is he constantly like on his body, or does he like put it on the back of his chair? If he goes to the bathroom, does it stay there with his attaché? Like, what is the situation?
Also,
Go
do
ahead.
we have an image of this briefcase?
So there is no briefcase, it's just a laptop. And it looks like
Okay.
it's like a very basic Dell model laptop.
Fuck, we need to give him a
So he
virus.
literally carries it around.
Well,
Like-
so make a surveillance roll.
Okay.
And
I
you
have
can
14 points in this, so if
So
I need
yeah,
to.
if you want to spend, yep.
In thingy, I have to say before, right? What's the number
Yep.
to beat?
So the number to beat will be 4.
I'll spend 3 because I don't want to fail.
Cool.
Oh, that's a 6, so a 9.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, we'll say you take a solid day to conduct surveillance on Lennar. He at 06 at 6 o'clock in the morning, he wakes up, looks like he works out in his home, showers. 6:45, a staff car shows up to drive him to Camp Bootmere. He arrives at about 7 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, he eats lunch. It looks like it's brought to his office. From what you can tell, he works in his office alone. On occasions, he'll attend meetings, but he usually leaves as early as possible from those meetings, from those briefings. At about 6 p.m., he leaves his office, and again, the staff car drives him. About 6:30, he'll either stop for dinner at a restaurant or just go straight home. If he does stop at a restaurant, he'll be back at 8, and at 11 o'clock, it's lights out.
Could intercept on the road.
At restaurant.
Yeah. Is it off base housing? It sounds like.
It is, yeah. So he resides in a modest house in western Sarajevo, in the suburb of Ilidza. It's about 5 miles from downtown, 2.5 miles from the base. During your surveillance, he's got one local woman that cooks and cleans for him. Doesn't live on the premises, but she kind of comes in while he's out. So yeah, does look like he has a security system.
That could be a way of getting in. I mean, at least I don't know. Maybe the cleaning lady is sick, so I don't know. Really hot Russian guy come in and put in a bunch of surveillance cams. Who knows?
And was there a bag? Does he carry it in a bag, or is it just literally a laptop in his arms all the time?
He does. He puts it in like a messenger bag and carries it with him, and it stays on his person.
Is it a messenger bag that could be, I don't know, purchased a duplicate of so that we could swap it out?
Yeah, possibly.
Hell yeah. I would say that Yegor, Vince, did you mention something? You said, hey, you can do something when you get to the place. I forgot what that was.
Yeah, you can do research into Dedipovich.
Okay.
This guy's a piece of shit.
The guy that we're handing our shit off to?
Yeah.
And,
he is flat out a killer and a war criminal.
Oh, great.
He did some work in the with the Serbian military during the conflict, committed a few war crimes, managed to get away, and has since become a big wheel in the Serbian mafia. From what you can tell, this guy's wired about 1 million different ways in Serbia and the Serbian Republic of Bosnia. His main interests seem to be human trafficking and heroin.
Fuck no.
Quite the combination.
Yeah. If you want to spend a point from either criminology or tradecraft, you may be able to find out some additional information.
I don't think I have tradecraft.
And we're not supposed to kill anybody?
At least not to lift the laptop. What you do after is up to you.
Yeah, because that guy sounds like he's got to go.
From what you can tell, Dedipovich has been seen in Switzerland on more than one occasion. Word on the street is that he might be trying to use a Swiss clinic or a private hospital to set up a heroin ring in the country. And I will say, Dottie, knowing what you know about the circles that you run in, killing the contact that you're supposed to do the handoff with is bad for business.
Maybe we
worst.
kill him afterwards.
I mean, someone could follow up with him so he doesn't, deal in people anymore, if you catch my drift.
Or at the very least, ruin his marriage.
Marriage? I'm not sure that is perhaps his style of
It is not.
stuff.
It is not.
But I'd say this guy is piece of shit. But work is work, I guess.
Yeah, we give it a few months. A couple other jobs, put some time between us. I'm sure we could figure something out. Dottie. Down for a little fun.
Yeah, I'll add it to my to-do list.
I mean, all we can really do is keep ourselves alive, right? It would be good to have, like, I don't know, like an A and a B plan. Like, oh, if we can get them before day 3, let's do it this way. If we don't, then, like, we'll have a fail-safe plan of, like, getting them at the airport or something.
Okay. Yeah, like an
I think-
intercept plan and then an
Yeah.
airport plan. I like that.
Because we have to figure out, like, yeah, we have to get the laptop, but we also need to make sure that he doesn't have any copies, he seems like a paper copy kind of guy, so we have to go and, like, wherever he has paper copies, probably at his fucking office, probably, we probably have to go in and fucking get rid of that shit, either with, like, very explicit, like fire explosions, yeah, or like going in and just shredding everything, like a flood sprinkler system, something like so like getting the copies is like our priority. Well, actually not even getting him the laptop and getting the copies. He doesn't even have to fucking be there. But that's my thoughts. As
So,
our priorities, I guess.
Did we see if he leaves the laptop at the office when he goes home?
He takes it with him.
He takes it with him.
So the laptop is going to be in one of 3 places. When he's home at night, it'll be in his residence. When he's at work during the day, it'll be with him in his office. And then when he's transiting to and from work, it's with him in the car. Now, Jane, with your military science, you know that if you were to hit him in a actual kinetic attack on his staff car, you're going to bring not only local law enforcement, but you are going to bring local military.
Yeah, that would be hard.
That sounds so fun, though.
It does sound fun. I would very
But
much
people
like to see
could
how that works
potentially
out.
get killed, though.
Yeah.
I guess we would.
We'll definitely get
a little
killed.
fucked.
Including it, and especially us.
Yes.
I think there's a montage of Jane like proposing that plan, and then everyone's immediately like, no.
No.
I mean, it's an option. I mean, the staff car is not armored from what you can tell, so
I could strap anything I want to it.
and kill people.
Nobody has to know it was us. It could have been
It's a small
counterintelligence.
explosion, you know?
Right, you drop the muffler or something. That's something I have to pull over for, but not something that's going to kill someone.
That's all. It
ideal.
doesn't have to be big. It just has to be effective.
Fucking put the explosive right on like the front left tire, so it explodes and it just flips the car or something like that. I don't know why I'm going farther in this direction.
This is
but
incredible.
You've been hanging out with me a little too
wait.
much, is what it is.
We put
Yeah.
the bomb under the seat. It's a very little bomb, so it
Ejector
only blows
seat.
out. It ejects what we need. We grab it and then we run.
Fucking done.
You might be onto something, though. Not with the bomb.
Jane,
But
Oh.
darling, that was a joke.
okay,
This-
well, this is
We're not blowing anything up, Jane. I'm
This
sorry.
I'm not talking
may
about
be
bombs.
this may be an opportunity. This may be an experience where silk over steel might be the way to go.
yeah, exactly.
No.
So listen to me for a second, please.
Go right ahead.
Great. And she just stares at Eloise for a moment and then continues talking. If we have a
Can I
checkpoint.
say just one more thing?
Oh my
No,
god.
sorry, go ahead.
Here, look, I brought some scotch, everybody. Look at this. Wow, everyone's favorite
take it.
liquor.
Brought my own egg,
I
thank
brought
you.
multiple scotches. Look at this. And I
poured
brought your favorite liquor, Eloise. What is Eloise's favorite liquor?
She just drinks gin and tonics.
Okay, like, oh, look, gin and tonic on the table.
Sorry, you were saying, Jane. I am listening raptly.
No, sorry. If you have a better idea, you go for it.
No, no, of course. I'm sure your ideas, whatever ideas you and Layla have been cooking up together, late at night in your rooms
She
is
does this every fucking time.
wonderful to hear. I would love to hear it. Please go into so much detail. I'm sure the others are dying to know.
I lean over to Egg and I go, "This is my favorite reality show."
Honestly, we don't even have to pay for it. It's right there in
This
front
is
of
what
us.
I'm saying. It's a steal.
So we're just laughing quietly with Dottie.
While Jane seethes.
I'm sorry.
Jane, I would like to hear what you have to say.
Are we voting someone off the island, or is that the different one? I make jokes, please, everyone.
Don't worry, Jane. Just tell Eloise to talk about her feelings. She'll shut up pretty quick.
Are we going to do this here at the start and not at the end? We're going to have this conversation, this fight. Oh no, I think Layla started this in Prague.
I started. Please. But please,
Sorry.
Jane, go on. Ignore her.
Gladly. We set up a checkpoint. We stopped the car in a very non-violent way. And then the most social of us, and I glance over at Eloise, could be the one to actually make contact.
Like,
does he drive through a school zone? College town?
No. No, not like anything in the States where, it requires you to slow down. This is Eastern Europe, and it tends to be, it's the Balkans, really, and it tends to be, a little more free-for-all traffic-wise.
Just a place where, like, if somebody gets hit that's young and makes a big scene, it wouldn't be unusual. Like, if I'm in, like, the middle of, like, where the Pentagon is in Washington, for example, I have no business being there. People are going to be like, why are you here? But if it's in, like, an area with, like, a bunch of shops and restaurants and things.
Yeah, there's a business area, yeah.
I could play the lame duck. I'm really good at making a scene. And I won't even use any explosives. Maybe.
What about the driver? Because he's driven around. Maybe Eloise could distract them and one of us could take his place, drive him somewhere else, slow down, stop what we have to, or something.
Is it the same driver every time?
It is Captain Sebring. Yep, his aid.
The aid. Okay, right. Okay, so there is stopping on the road. There is also, perhaps he goes to restaurants. There is at his house, and there is at the base. I guess is where do we feel like we might have most success? And is it best case scenario for us to take him, or to just make swap? Because if we are to take, yes, if are we to make swap, where would be easiest place for us to infiltrate, get in and out without him noticing? Before making big scene, or do we, or what do you all think?
Here's a question. During my surveillance, did I notice if he had a nightcap or a before bed sleeping pill or a glass of hot milk in his favorite cup?
Oh, I can come up with some very many different things we could put in there. Make him sleep a long time.
Tough to tell, but especially not being inside. But you do recall, as he passed in front of a window, he did appear to have a glass of something in his hand.
So you could ring the glasses with something a little fun. Put him to sleep for bedtime.
I could do many things. This I can do.
There we are.
Okay, well then, if we drag him, if he's at home, then we can go and get a briefcase. But how do we get into office? That is problem. We need to find the backups. We need to get in there. Or
I'm gonna need to scan. I'm gonna need to scan the whole area, because I mean, you got something that classified in your home, I don't think you like living with no ring cam, you know.
Right. That is
Probably more than a
important.
ring cam, probably a whole setup, potentially, you know, and a whole alarm system, multiple checkpoints.
I think that is good. Dottie, I have an idea. Could you rig up something that could do this? And I explain a little bit of like, if we got in, got the laptop, switched it out with a different laptop, could you have some sort of like GPS and trigger on that laptop to when he gets it inside of the office, not fiery explosion, but something that could like explode or do something triggering some sort of alarms. I don't know, getting, if he's not in the office, triggering it and exploding everything in his office and getting rid of all of the evidence. If we were able to switch to a fake laptop or
So
something.
you got 2 dots in criminology, right, Egg?
Let's see where. Yes, I do.
Okay. So blowing up a military base would likely be considered an act of international terrorism. And which would call some unwanted attention, make it difficult to leave the city more than likely. But then not only that, but an explosion significant enough, or at least a fire significant enough to destroy evidence, would likely hurt, if not kill, some people.
Okay, so we need to go in there. We can't do any sort of boom boomy then. Okay.
Honestly, I mean, you could do a quick swap. Try to get into the house. You just need to scan first. Figure out how to disable the alarms and the traps. Send somebody in. Do a quick switch. Preferably something that looks close enough like the original so he doesn't notice that it's not the right thing until he gets to work. Because the longer it takes him to figure out that that's not the right thing, the more time we have to get away.
Do you have electronic surveillance?
I do. I have 2.
Okay. I'd say with that ability, you determine that if you do go to check out his house, it's a good security system. You think you would have no issue getting in and defeating it. But kind of checking it out, there's no cameras. It's more of a, like a entry exit kind of deal. But an alarm, from what you can tell, the alarm will trigger on the base as well as at the local police station.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But you are fairly confident, especially with your ability to get in and get out, that you'd be able to defeat that, no problem.
Here's a thought. The cleaner comes in, right? What if Dottie goes in as I don't know, my boss sent me here to grab something or something, and goes in ahead of time to do any kind of disabling that you deem necessary, which will make it easier to get into the house later on.
I could, but if, all of the issues that we're going to encounter are at the outside perimeter of the house, they never even need to see me. Now, that's not to say that I wouldn't be able to conceal my presence, because as you all know, I'm an expert. But just saying, minimizing the risk. It might be better for me to just, stick to the shadows.
Okay.
Unless we get caught, in which case I'll make sure I have a different badge on me.
My question is, at what point do the complications begin for us? Do we have access to the military base de facto, or do we have to get onto the base? Because if that's the case, then starting at a restaurant outside might be the best way to go.
You would need to use cover and probably either forgery or disguise to get access to the base.
That seems to be the biggest hiccup. Going to his house, hitting him on the road, getting the laptop first seems to be easiest. But going into military base and getting rid of copies,
We don't even know if there are copies. One of us, one person, skilled in military knowledge, could go in by themselves and see if there are copies.
Yeah, but you can't go in looking like that.
You think I've never gone undercover before?
I don't know. You're really hardcore all the time.
I'm sure you've been undercovers.
Oh my god.
Military. It is. Jane has has the personality down. So I mean,
Yeah, but she doesn't
won't
look like she
mess.
owns a single pantsuit.
Oh, we can buy pantsuit, huh?
Would I be
Alright.
able to apply my cover skill to someone else, like to help them build that? Or is that something that I have to do for myself?
Have to do for yourself, and everyone I believe
Oh.
has a default 10 in cover.
Okay.
So the issue would be the disguise piece.
I
I'm
have
Team
very
Jane.
high. I have 12 in disguise.
There you go.
I mean, there's no rule against two of us going in, or one of us going first and leaving the door open while perhaps someone is distracted inside.
Well, I mean, two people, double chances. So if one person gets caught, other person can go and deal with it. Can get the information that is needed. I just need to get into wherever the place is with the copies of information or whatever. I am needed with laptop or with whatever the extra information is. I need to get there wherever that is. So if you can figure out where it is, then I guess we can make plan for disposing of.
Right, so our plans are we have some people go in, double check his office, make sure there's nothing printed out, emails, whatever, and also break into his house and switch laptop, make sure he's not going to think, oh shit, this is not mine. Maybe make it seem like the laptop has a bug or something, and that's why I won't turn on, just in case he opens it up when he's at home. Something like that.
The bug was more in case we wanted to go to the offices the next day. I would like to make the switch when he's asleep.
Right, absolutely. But like, imagine next morning, wakes up, goes to work, like do work at his house, not the right laptop. So instead, make it like blue screen or something. So he's like, oh, I have to take it back to IT. You know?
Right, he's not skilled in computers, so this would be easy.
Maybe just like wrong password or something. You have to change it. All those security things are like every 90 days you have to change your password. Maybe it's like, oh, there's been a breach. You just have to go in and change it or something. I don't know.
I'd be curious to see how he reacted to that, because if he's keeping it this close to his chest,
Maybe
something
he
big on
leads us to his copies, huh? If there is
If he made one.
problem with laptop, he must probably want to go and find copies, yes?
he could think someone's trying to get the information.
Perhaps.
It is risk, but it is also assured that we find if there are copies.
All right, so are we starting with the base?
I don't know, Vince.
I think there's a
Maybe not.
moment after we've been planning for like 6 hours, just doing what we've been doing, but even longer, where Eloise turns to everyone and says, you know, for a bunch of intelligence officers, we're not acting very smart, are we?
Maybe
Do you
there's
have any ideas?
Yes, Eloise, do enlighten us on your brilliant
Is that just an
plan.
observation, or do you have it?
Oh no, that was it. It was just an errant thought.
Well,
All right then. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, like, if they don't just like let Yegor in, I don't know if necessarily if he would be probably the best person to go into the base.
Here's another
So-
thought and possibly a problem. If some of us go into the base and get caught, especially if we get caught in his office, he's gonna know.
Yeah.
And that makes our job of getting the laptop even harder.
I would say whoever is the best at infiltration and disguising themselves should go into the NATO base. Whoever it is, regardless. Gather
Believe that
whatever
would be-
information they could find, and then I guess when we get back, the rest of us, I don't know, goes to the house or whatever. Whoever is the best at sneaking as well. Because it seems like multiple of you all are good at sneaking and getting into places. Not me.
Eloise does have a 12 in disguise and an 8 in infiltration.
Would my military science be at all helpful in this situation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Are fucking Eloise and Jane going
Eloise
to
and Jane? Fuck yes. Fuck yeah.
Gosh,
All right.
Perfection. Which
I
makes
love
sense because then Dottie can help with the house stuff.
Mhm.
I think that is a great idea.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it.
Absolutely wretched.
So,
Terrible.
so here's the thing. Are you guys going into is the plan to go into the base during the day?
It sounds like
I
the
think
plan
so.
is for folks to go in during the day
Mhm.
but not break into his office until he's cleared out at 6
Yeah.
o'clock.
6.
Got it. Okay.
And I guess the rest of us can make any sort of preparations at the house that we need to during the work time.
Sounds good.
Lacing some cuffs.
Jane. Yeah. Jane and Eloise, what's the disguise? What disguise are we going with?
So we are getting onto the base. Yes, this is just for getting through the gate, if you will.
Exactly. Yep.
So I don't have anything in disguise, but my argument is, can I use my military science to literally just use like military credentials to go in?
Yeah, and you could
have
also,
cover,
I mean,
yeah.
you could also,
Yeah, true.
with cover, and you could also try to steal or try to obtain a uniform.
I would love
Oh.
to.
Okay. Question about military craft. And also how realistic we're being about the world that we're in. So if I am not mistaken, on US bases, if you are the spouse of a military officer, you can get onto base if you're with your spouse, right?
Spouses typically have their own IDs. Yeah.
Okay. So in
yet.
theory, would it work the same here, where I would not need to act like I'm a military person at all? I could just pretend to be Jane's spouse.
Yeah.
And we pretend that homophobia doesn't exist.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Oh yeah.
Layla is silent as this part of the conversation is happening. Fucking silent. Just one nod.
It seems like good cover, yes? Huh? And this is
It's our best shot.
All right, good.
Delightful, almost like it was meant to be.
So, yeah, Jane, go ahead and make your Jane and Eloise make your cover or disguise rolls to get it to the base.
Okay, and do we have to say we're using points before we roll or after?
Yes.
Before. Okay.
Yep.
Boo!
I think it's funnier if we have to dig ourselves out of this hole if I fail the roll, so I'm not going to spend anything on it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say
All right.
2, and we're gonna see. Oh, that's a 6. So
I got a
8.
5.
Woo!
Beautiful. Okay.
We just seem
And
like
the
a happy
difficulty-
couple.
Yeah. You're able to drive on, no issues, gain access to the base, and you are now on the camp proper. What's the next step?
I assume we know where his office is located.
You do. Yep. There's like a headquarters building.
We want to make sure he's gone. So are we literally just walking around, like looking at shit until we know he's gone, or
So maybe we try to time that so we're keeping an eye on when he's coming and going. And I don't know if we really need a particularly in-depth cover story, but we're there, we're keeping an eye on it, watching to see when he goes out to lunch or to a business meeting.
So with that, so you're keeping an eye on him. Let's make a surveillance roll. Okay, so yeah, you got a 5. Five is the default difficulty for a lot of these challenges moving forward. So the difficulty is going up a little bit because we're dealing with the military base where security is tighter, and then Lenart is on edge. So excellent. Yeah. You do pick up that he goes that he's kind of in and out to meetings on the base. So You've got a window where he's gone, but you don't know when he'll be back. And he does have the messenger bag with him.
Do we want to go in while he's still here and could come back, or do we want to wait for him to leave for the day?
I mean, how good are you with your hands? How quick are you?
Pretty good.
Then I don't see any point in waiting.
Layla
Okay.
somewhere else in the world is going, ugh, what happened? Someone, Eloise said something.
God damn it.
So with that little cliffhanger of a statement, let's move to the other team. What are you all doing?
Let's see.
I'm dressed like an insect repellent person.
I'm
Beautiful.
also
I'm,
dressed like an insect repellent person.
I'm walking around the outside of the house,
Both
absolutely
of you-
going through all the shit I can, but spraying.
Okay, both of you make disguise rolls.
Can I make cover roll?
Nope.
No!
Unless you want to say you put some points from your cover to build a separate pool specifically for a local insect repellent guy.
All right, I'll just roll disguise, and I'll add 1 point to it.
Okay.
Is it still 4 since we're not at the base, or is it 5 difficulty?
It's so we'll say 4. We'll say difficulty 4 at this point.
All right. Oh, thank fuck.
I got a 4 because I couldn't put anything
Okay.
in it, so that's good.
Oh.
I rolled a 4, but I put 1 point into it, so it's 5 for me.
5. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you're able to kind of hang out around, and it doesn't seem like anybody's any the wiser locally. And then Dottie, you're checking out the security system.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like where any of like the transmitters are. What kind of security system is it? Is it one that has kind of like signals that are kind of being transmitted, or is it something that's like more of like, is there like metal sheeting underneath the shingles or things like that? Like how deep does the security go?
Yeah, nothing like that. It seems like there's sensors on the windows, doors, and everything. It doesn't seem like there's like pressure plates or lasers or cameras or anything along those lines. It's a very like passive system to where if the door or windows were to open, well, with the system being armed, it would trigger. If glass were to break, it would trigger. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, Dottie has a little spring in their step and does like a little clicking of heels as they round the last corner, like of the background, of like the backyard. You can tell that they are in a particularly good mood, seeing that this security system is Cracker Jacks.
So what do you say, boss? Is there more bugs that we are here to kill, or is it time to switch to the repellent? What's your
I think
thoughts,
the
Dottie?
first thing I would do is I would sweep to see if there are any kind of internal like traps. If there's any kind of like security, like something that is like a motion detector on the inside of the home, anything that is like probably a scan to see what kind of electronics are going on in this house.
You'd have to get inside.
Okay. Then I guess I let myself in. I think
Okay.
Dottie, still wanting to blow things up, has little like EMP, like those mini bombs, those E-bombs.
Okay.
And pops them like in the door jams, like as they're spraying, they kind of like do a little bit of rubbing like around the edges and stuff. And then when they get back to their vehicle, clicks the button to either jam the signal or like temporarily like down the security system.
Okay.
And then would go inside to do the scan before trying to give Layla access.
Go ahead and roll infiltration. Difficulty is going to be 5.
And
I'm gonna put 4 in.
Oh.
Okay.
7.
Beautiful. Yep. You are able to bring down the security system.
Awesome. So then inside, I would like to scan. Can I use my preparedness to say that I have one?
Absolutely. You sure can.
Awesome.
Deduct a point from that.
Okay.
And what are you scanning for?
I am trying to scan for any electronics that are in this house. Like, I want to know how many computers he has. I want to know like what's plugged in and what's on his network, because if I can access like his Wi-Fi, for example, and see like all the things that are connected to his network that'll potentially send a signal, I can see if I can just jam it, like with the same
Easy enough.
E-bomb.
Yeah, there are passive infrared sensors in the house for motion, but what's actually connected to his Wi-Fi is a smart TV, various odds and ends. Doesn't look like he has a personal computer, or currently there's no like computer or cell phone connected to the network at this point.
Okay.
And there's an iPad.
I resist the urge to change his Wi-Fi password to something stupid.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. Here, put this on. And I give Layla like the little suit that I've fashioned that has like the insect stuff on it. There's nothing in there. He is criminally unsafe. Like, you'd think for someone who has this kind of laptop. I mean, I don't know if maybe he's like a secret jujitsu master, or if he's studied Krav Maga. We might want to look out for that. I don't know how buff he is, but he does not have a lot of security in this place. And I don't know. I feel like that's suspicious.
I don't know. He didn't look all that impressive when I was watching. Egg, you got something for me to put him to sleep?
Yes, I do. And I would say probably I guess when we went back to the van that we have, I would say I have opened a couple of my briefcases, and are based on his height and weight, I am making this. I don't know, maybe like an oil or something like that that we can like put on certain cups or surfaces or something like that. And I don't know, maybe it's like, I don't know, absorbs into the skin when they absorb a certain amount of, I'm not thinking of actual science, but like, yeah, if he absorbs this fucking a certain amount of oil, like, I don't know, makes him pass out or some shit. Some sort of sedative. But yeah, I'm trying to mix that, and then I would like to give that to Layla. Do I need to deduct any points or anything to do that?
Nope, because that as an investigative ability, there's no no need to spend. And I think you've got one already in pharmacy. Yeah, so you're good to go.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
you whip up a narcotic equivalent that's gonna put his ass out.
It's sort of like holding this up. He has taken off all of his rings and jewelry and has like these gloves on, and he's like, all right, so this is, you will take this, and then to try to put it on surfaces that might seem to be used a lot or something like that. Maybe door handle, maybe cup, maybe a desk or something like that.
Toothbrush.
And toothbrush, yes. That is perfect spot. Yes, you know exactly what you're doing. And I hand you over like this little vial. That maybe it looks like it's like a little dropper, maybe for like your nose or something like that, or like for facial cleanser or something. But I give that sort of bottle to Layla.
We have an extra just in case. Something with a needle. Not kill him, just knock him out real good if doesn't touch something.
Would you prefer needle, or would you prefer chloroform? Which are you more competent with? Are you good at stabbing, or are you good at putting hand in front of mouth?
A little bit of both, honestly.
Well, good news! I have both.
Oh, wonderful! I knew I liked you for a reason.
And a syringe that has stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, and I pop in a ear piece to keep contact. Let me know when he gets there, and I'll head inside stealthily, and find a place to hide. Well, first I'll find the place to hide. Then I'll go around and oil up all of the things. If there's a mug next to the teapot, because like I know I keep my like always mug near the coffee machine. If there's a water glass beside his bed, his toothbrush, whatever, just a little bit, and do that, and then I'll just hide in an area that looks like it has never been touched.
Yeah, go ahead and make your make an infiltration roll.
Okay. Is that a 4
Or
or 5?
surveillance. Difficulty is going to be 4.
I'm going to add. I have like crazy numbers in surveillance, so I'm going to add 3 again.
Okay.
It's a 4, so 7 total.
Beautiful. Yep, you find a spot, you hunker down. Here's the question: do we rearm the security device, the security system?
Ooh,
Oh, absolutely.
probably.
Okay.
Bonus if my hidey hole is like a disused closet or the attic or whatever that like doesn't have the security system, so I can like lie there but not have to like hold my breath.
Perfect. Yep.
I give you an extra keypad, like an extra activator, so that you can turn it off before you leave the house.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we'll probably move the bug truck like down the street, so that when they drive home, they're not like, "Why is that van parked in front of our house?" That we can be close enough so that we can get there just in case.
Okay.
And we are playing
Alright.
video games in the van in the meantime. Like, oh yes, so I brought the flat screen TV in here so we can set it all up right now. Yes, this is good. This is good.
Excellent. We'll go back to Jane and Eloise. What are you two up to? 'Cause
Did
this
we go
probably is
into
not
the
gonna go
room?
well.
Did we make it into the office?
Are you trying to go into the office?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, while he's out. Got it. Okay, go ahead and make your infiltration roll. And that's going to be a difficulty 6.
Oh, okay. It's 8.
Yeah, there's a lot of skills in this.
I will spend 3.
Okay,
6.
beautiful.
I
Okay.
rolled exactly a 6.
Woo!
Excellent. Okay, with no spends?
Nope. I don't have
Oh,
anything to
beautiful.
spend. I'm an aggressive
Okay.
person. I'm not a sneaky person.
Man. Okay. All right. Yeah, while they're out, you're able to get access to the office.
Okay, so we head in, and before we start looking around, like I close the door and I turn to Eloise. What spawned this sudden outburst? You're acting like a child. Why?
Eloise leans over and almost thinks about putting out her cigarette and then flips it back and says, "Men are easy, you know? You show them something they've never seen before. And once they're hooked, they'll believe anything you tell them. Women are entirely different. They need to believe emotions are real. They must be real. Do you know what happens to agents like me who do the kind of work that I do?"
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
You've heard the name Matahari, yes? She was lined up against a wall and shot. I am still alive because I am thorough, and I do not form attachments. I protect myself. My back will never be against a wall. It is not my doing if Layla misunderstood my intentions. It's of little concern to me if she lost herself in the game. I do not pretend I'm anything other than what I am.
Really? You know, deception is kind of your thing. I get that, but I think you need to reevaluate who you're lying to.
I don't pretend that I'm not lying to myself as well, Jane. I'm sure you know my story, how I got here, or you've heard rumors of it. I don't form attachments anymore. I'm sorry if your friend, if your lover, Layla, was a casualty of that, as was my old circuit. But not again. Never again. I am the work that I do.
Well, it's clear you're not honest with yourself, because while nothing is happening between Layla and I. Frankly, it's none of your business if it was. But apparently you're afraid that there is. And that's pretty telling. Now let's find what we're looking for.
Elise will take a long drag off of her cigarette and say, ask Layla about that locket she wears and see which of the two of us is lying, pretending, and stuck in the past. Won't you?
I don't have to.
And Eloise will turn and begin looking drawer to drawer, carefully, not a paper out of place, everything put back exactly where it's meant to be, so that no matter how careful someone would be coming in, no matter how well they knew their own office, it appears that there is nothing out of place. Eloise is to fieldwork as an anthropologist is to ethnology. Flawless.
There is a locked drawer, so go ahead and make a filch roll if you have any points in that.
Guys, there's some drama happening. What? Good.
I do. Oh, got a 6. I am on fire. Emotionally, I am in the doghouse, but at least I'm rolling good.
Yeah. You're easily able to get into that drawer, pop it open, and you do find a manila envelope with some printouts in it that reference, I don't know how deep you look, but they reference diverted blood supplies from NATO military medical stocks, evidence of financial corruption, possible human trafficking involvement in NATO member governments.
I think I definitely recommend we don't look too hard right now. Like, if we have what we're looking for, we go and we look later.
Mm-hmm. There's a moment, actually, maybe I should ask Vince this, given what happened to my circuit in Prague. Is this something that would send a chill up my spine? Some of what I'm seeing?
Essentially, yeah.
Jane, perhaps for the first time since this entire operation began, you, for just a moment, you see that exterior shaken, but then it's back to unflappable, it's back to cool, calm, and collected. She says, actually, for once, I agree with you, Jane. We get the papers. We go.
Jane pretends she did not see that and avoids eye contact as she's going to check the hallway and make sure that it's safe to go.
It is safe. And you all, I'm assuming, make your way back out.
Yep, arms locked together because we're a happy couple.
Mm-hmm. Anyone who passes us in the hallway hears me call Jane sweetie so many times. It is utterly revolting. Smoochums.
Smoochums. Well, Eloise and Smoochums, make your way off the base, calm, cool, and collected, like you belong there all along. And we will fast forward to the evening time when I'm guessing we're going to wait until after General Lenart typically goes to bed. All right, we're going to pick up with Layla. Go ahead and make your infiltration roll.
Well, I guess if everyone's back, then Jaeger probably would be, probably talking to you, because he likes to be friendly. I guess sitting in the van like, oh, how dark is it in there, huh? Is it starting to smell, huh? What is, what are you at? You in attic something? Huh? You in broom closet?
First of all, if he's home, obviously I'm not responding. It's just like a monologue. But I'm assuming this is the conversation that's happening before he gets home, because I'm waiting for y'all to tell me that the lights are out inside too. So she'll respond, I found a basement cubby thing, storage, under the stairs. Doesn't look like he's done anything with it ever. I guess if you're moving around, you're not going to bring a lot of stuff with you. It's kind of...
Right.
I mean, I don't smoke on the job. That doesn't really work out well for me. But, it's stuffy, I guess.
I check in your left pocket. There is gum. I'd like to
How
use
the
preparedness
bloody-
to have put like the nicotine gum, so that like you're not as like on edge or whatever. I'd like to. I don't know if I need to spend a preparedness for that.
I'll say just spend a point, and then we'll say we'll
Okay.
say that's in there. I won't even make you make a roll.
Okay.
You got a couple
Thanks.
dots in that, don't you?
Yeah.
Your friend Diego, you always think of something. You always think of something.
Apparently. God, this is the boring bit. It's alright.
This is the fun times, huh? It's where you get
Well-
to know people, you know.
God.
This
Well,
is
us, or the person that I'm waiting for.
Either or. You see, I work with many agents, you know. They always like the rest of you. They always so closed off. They never want to get drinks afterwards, huh? But listen, you only have one life. You only have one time. Next mission, you could be gone. Why waste the time? Why not, get to know people, have fun, You're wasting time brooding and being sad all of the time.
I told you
Fighting
last
with
time. You want to come like axe throwing or boxing or something? Happy to take you to the gym. It'd be fun. Bet I could toss you over my shoulder.
Oh, I bet you could. Well, I will write that down on my planner. We'll do that after all of this work is done, huh? What you say?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a
Good.
plan.
Good.
Oh god, I wish
Make
to
up
drive
with
a
that,
drive
Louise?
faster. What?
You make up with her, Louise?
That's up to her.
Oh, it is, huh? You want to
I don't
talk
see
about
how
it?
it's any of your bloody business.
It is not my business, but my agents, my people, they are my business. I can see that someone is distracted.
Let's get one thing straight.
Mm.
Eloise, regardless of what happened with her,
Mm.
I don't get distracted.
All right. Okay.
Hmm.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, whatever I say. You probably hear the necklace click over the comm.
I would say Ego probably leaves you alone at that.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll. And I still have my 2 in infiltration, so I am gonna... No, wait. I have 4 in infiltration. Thank God. And the number to beat is 6, 4, 5, what?
Well, we're gonna do 5.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 3 because I just don't want to fuck this up. Thank God I did. That's a 2. So that's a 5 exactly.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're doing real good so far, guys. So like,
Yeah. You're able to maneuver through the house, and he's knocked out, like snoring. It appears whatever you used, whatever method of delivery, it worked. So, and you're able to easily locate the laptop in his bedroom, on his dresser.
A little switcheroo, our decoy with his.
Okay.
And just to be clear, made sure Dottie turned off the systems before I got out of my hidey hole. And then I'll
You
just
have
take
the
a
clicker.
look what's in the... Okay, then I will do the thing. Just take a look what else is in his briefcase, just in case.
There's like a ledger with well, first make a preparedness roll, since you want to say you have a laptop to make the switch with.
can I feel like or at least for everyone else, my MOS is preparedness.
If you want to invoke that to say you had it, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like because that's a pretty big sort of thing. So I
Yeah.
will invoke the MOS to have like a perfect replica that does the whole thing that Dottie mentioned of like, oh, reset your password or something. Like nothing that's like immediately like, oh, this has been stolen. It's just like, oh no, something's buggy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
All
I'll
right.
do that.
Perfect. Yep. So you make the switch. There's just like a ledger, a planner, some notebooks in there. Nothing out of the ordinary.
No, like secret
but
pockets or anything in the bag that I need to worry about.
No, you know where to look. So yeah, you get that laptop.
Yeah, I will sneak out a back entrance to make sure that I am not spotted. And then when I am far enough away, same button to turn it back on. Turn it back on, rejoin the group.
Open the back door of the
van.
van. Did it.
Child's play.
Shut the van. Like, all right, on the radio, I guess, with the other teams, like, we are green. We are good to go. The cat is in the bag. Rendezvous, I guess, back at the airport, I guess, wherever our place was. Like,
Hotel.
back to location A. And I'll get up and start driving.
I want to.
Oh, yeah. We're going to look at this fucking laptop.
Yeah, I'm looking at whatever is on here.
Oh, okay.
You weren't told not to look at it, so I am.
Oh, were we told not to look at it?
No, we were told not to
Okay.
kill people. We weren't told not to look at the information.
Okay, yeah. Then 100% we're looking at this shit.
Okay. All right.
A gift for Dottie. I present it to them.
Yeah.
When we get back to the hotel.
So that's going to require a digital intrusion roll with a difficulty of 6.
Can I assist at all? Because I have data recovery as a investigative skill.
For this, as long as you, I would say, as long as you spend a point in data recovery, you can assist.
Okay, I would love to do that if that is helpful.
And as Dottie is looking over that laptop, I am spreading out all of the whatever was in the envelope just to have other things to look at as well.
Oh yeah, I'll probably be asking them about what they saw in the office and stuff, because like just doing my cleaning stuff so I can kind of connect whatever we find on the computer with the stuff that they saw in the office to make sure we didn't miss anything, because the job is to make sure that there is nothing else left over. So that's my job, is trying to connect everything. Like, is there anything we could have missed in there? Blah blah. Do you see this? Symbols. Blah blah blah.
I only got a 2. I don't know if I'm allowed to like sacrifice something else. If there's re-rolls in this.
You can re-roll. It's going to up the difficulty by 1. But there's got to be like a, we can say like maybe with Egg, do you have anything in digital intrusion?
No, I have 0.
Okay. Does anybody else?
Would I know a guy?
Yeah, fucking local hacker or some shit.
That's up to you. How you want to allocate?
They could be anywhere in the world. They could. I mean, like, I have
Yeah.
access to the dark web and shit. So, like, would I have somebody that I could, like?
If you want to allocate some of your network points to a specific individual, and then you can make a roll with that number of points. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use 6 points,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
That's another 6. So I know the fuck out of a guy. And
Yes.
that guy is going to work for me, and
Wait, Dottie,
he owes me a favor, is what it is.
what's their really weird handle for their hacker name? It's always something stupid, like 34 underscore 1095 or something.
I think Goblin King. Goblin King is the
Amazing.
name of this person. Yes.
With a 1 and a 0.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, Goblin King is able to, like, you connect to the Wi-Fi, and Goblin King is able to get in, and he kind of opens the gates for you, so to speak. However, he does come back and say that upon accessing the laptop, it set off a ping.
So, I got good news and I got slightly worse news.
What is?
So the good news is Goblin King hadn't gone to bed yet. High school's pretty early. He's got midterms, but he was able to infiltrate, crack it, and we should be good to go. However, it might have set off a ping. I'm working on scrambling the signal right now. I would
Should
love
we
to
go
roll
get out of here
preparedness.
Just in
We
case.
can look in the car. If it's open, we can just get in the car and
Right.
Should probably
Let's just-
go.
let's just-
Yes,
going.
but if it pings it again, I'm just gonna work on shutting it down so that they don't know where we're going.
If we can stop the network, I'm going to. You all getting in car. I'm going to start cleaning this place. Start just like cleaning our apartment and stuff that we're staying in, so that we can get in because they pinged this location.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure we weren't like making sure we're not here. We were never
Sure.
here. And then getting ready to go and drive.
I don't know how
Okay.
quickly they would be able to react, so I'm just gonna immediately go downstairs and watch for anyone entering that shouldn't be. I'm just gonna go sit in the lobby or in the entrance by an entrance.
Easy enough.
I get the car, get ready to drive, and make sure that the moment everyone's in, I can just get us out.
Okay. Anybody going through the laptop?
So
Dottie.
yeah, so to silence the ping, I rolled preparedness. I put in 2. What was my?
So preparedness wouldn't defeat the that would be another digital intrusion roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But do you have any points left in digital intrusion? Because you spent 2, right?
Yeah.
Instead of turning it off, could you like divert it somehow? Data recovery?
Well, that's what I wanted to roll the first time to scramble the signal so it wouldn't ping us again, so it wouldn't know where we are, and then roll to go through it.
Okay. Yeah, it would need to be a digital intrusion. So you can try digital intrusion. It'll just be a flat roll without a modifier.
Okay. 4?
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you're able to temporarily divert it. So you've got some time, but you're not able to shut it off entirely. Whoever encoded or put this malware on the computer, like in these files, was good, like real good, like NSA level good.
Fuck.
And so what you find kind of going through it is more of, you definitely confirm that the files that Eloise and Jane found were on there. Specifically, you find that there's evidence, again, those diverted blood supplies, lots of money laundering, financial corruption in NATO member governments. He's uncovered evidence of arms stocks and arms supplies to countries like Afghanistan and Libya being diverted or going missing. And there's evidence of a Eastern European organized crime group providing money to some kind of organization in Eastern Europe. His contact, from what you can tell, that he was able to build this dossier with, is a man named Donald Carroll, who appears to be some kind of fixer operating out of Ukraine.
I
So,
let
yeah.
everybody know. And I try to copy over as much as I can onto a thumb.
Okay. Excellent. It's about a 4-hour drive to the meeting point. Who calls the number?
Oh, I think it probably has to be Eloise, right?
Yeah.
Using someone else's phone because you don't have one, I assume, right?
Yes, I'll borrow someone else's.
Yeah, we'll say you make the phone call and you set up the meet, letting them know that you're going to be there within 4 hours. So you'll probably get there right before dawn, around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
I guess this probably seems like something that Yegor would have done. Because you mentioned earlier, did anyone look at the meeting location or where we're supposed to be meeting, like geography and maps and stuff? I would have done that because
Okay.
I clean up a lot of executions and bad handoffs and shit. So I'd probably look up the area and be like, okay, what are our outs? Where could we be ambushed? I know this guy. I know it's bad business for them to kill us or for us to kill them. But I think I should be prepared and safe just in case, finding a way out and possible cover and all that shit.
I would also recommend when Eloise makes the call, tell them we'll be there in 5 hours, but we're actually going to be there in 4 hours so that we're there early,
Yeah,
just in case.
that's good.
Yeah. Go ahead and either spend a point from research, Adam, or a point from data recovery.
Research, where's research? I'll spend it from research.
Okay.
Cool.
So you're able to find like a good map that gives you a good layout of the area. The cemetery itself lies on one slope of a mountain valley with a ridge between it and the town. It's very isolated. There appears to be one paved road leading in from the north, and then it loops around the cemetery. But then, kind of looking closer, you identify this back trail that leads out of the cemetery along the mountain face, and then it runs east-southeast toward the Serbian border, about 6 miles away. So you do have an alternate route in and out.
Okay. I'll give this stuff to Jane, and I think Layla. Yeah, Jane and Layla, because they're like the most shooty punchies. To be like, okay, cool. Here's the layout. Blah blah blah. You probably know which places there could be shooters and blah blah blah, or different ways we can go in and out, and just hand them the stuff. Tell them what I would do if I was there to clean someone. Yeah, giving it to them.
Well, all right. So, what's our approach to the meet point?
Was it ever said if we all have to be there?
No.
Because I would love to, looking at the location that egg gives us, like I would love to be at one of the points that is superior for harming people secretly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd put myself in a bird's eye somewhere.
So who wants to do the handoff? Eloise?
Of course, I thought that was assumed.
Layla, go ahead and make a sense trouble test for me. Difficulty is going to be 6.
Oh,
The fuck?
I have 5 in
Red
that.
wedding.
I'm gonna put in 3. That's a 2, bringing us to a 5. Dear God.
oh no.
Can I
Okay.
lend help with that?
Yeah, so you got spend a point and then to be able to help, and then however many points you want to add then you'll have to make a separate roll at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll spend a point to help. Which this was sense trouble.
Sense trouble. Yep.
Yeah, and I got a 5. So
I'm gonna spend 5 points for I roll a 6 every time I spend over. I succeeded.
You're kind of watching Layla's back. Layla doesn't see it, but you catch a glint of something in the hills to the west. And in your experience, that's probably where you would set up a sniper perch. And they've got, from where you are, they've got direct. They'd be able to shoot anybody in the cemetery. And looking down, you can see that even though you told them you'd be there in 5 hours, there's already a Jeep Cherokee in the middle of the cemetery at a crossroads. And you can identify at least 4 men.
And I'll just say, Layla, do you have it or do you need my help?
when Jane tells me that, can I use the scope on my gun to clock the reflection?
Yeah. And you see it. You got a good beat on where it potentially is.
Potentially is or is? Because Layla is not putting Eloise in danger unnecessarily.
Where it is, yeah, based on the information from Jane. Yeah.
I've got it.
And as you kind of look, you're pretty sure you see the black metal barrel sticking out from beneath the brush.
No worries, Jane. You keep an eye on the ground. I'll keep an eye on this one.
Okay.
All right.
And so I have Egg with me?
Yeah, I'll come with you. I'll be intimidating behind you.
You pull up, and as you do, you eventually see the Jeep in the middle of the crossroads, and the doors open, and 3 men step out. Definitely Eastern European gun thug looking dudes. And in the lead is a very pale, very rough looking man who kind of takes the lead, who you presume is Dedipovich. Roll a notice, or is that a general ability?
I think it's
Nope.
investigative.
It's an investigative ability. So if you want to do a 2-point spend and notice, let me know.
Eloise, you have the points of notice?
Let's see if I have points in notice. I do not.
Can I be nearby?
Well, how close are you? Because you were in the hills.
No,
going
I
after
need
this-
to be close enough to hand if something goes wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just spend the 2 points.
There appears to be like a drop of blood on Dedipovich's chin.
Great.
Yeah,
Cool. Thanks.
no problem. You bring the laptop?
Yes, of course. Those were our orders, and so it is done.
Brought money?
Where is it? Yes. And one of the thugs with him kind of lifts up a duffel bag.
I would say I'll be holding the laptop, like standing sort of like behind the shoulder of Eloise. Like I'll probably be making the hand off, but Eloise is doing the talking. But yeah, I'll be standing behind holding, I guess, the laptop bag that had a laptop in it.
Okay.
Sort of show it like that.
Does Eloise get the feeling based on that exchange, based on that handoff, that the bag is light in any way?
Not make a.
Is that bullshit detector?
Yeah, I have bullshit detector as well.
Yeah.
I just love that that's a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. He appears to be fixated on the laptop with that. The duffel bag doesn't feel light.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you
I mean,
inspect the money?
I would
Of course.
inspect
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, what? You don't trust us?
You and I both know that the field in which we work does not rely on trust.
Yeah. It's not about trust, my friend. Unzip.
Who has so you already handed over the laptop?
Yeah, I would assume. Oh no.
I would say not until we have counted that money. Like maybe it's like a same time exchange, but I would not hand over that laptop until.
So they
we
would have
got the money
insisted
in hand.
on receiving like.
And
This
I
is
guess
how
that
this
kinda
works.
has
You.
to be-
Oh, yep. Okay.
Yeah, very.
So they have the
critical.
laptop and begin kind of backing away. As you open the duffel bag egg, you notice that there are $20, like 20 euro notes, but underneath them on these bundles are shredded newspaper.
I look at Eloise. You're being fucked.
Layla fires on the sniper.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Go ahead and make your shooting roll. We're gonna go difficulty 6.
Gonna spend a 4. That's a 4, so 8 total.
Eloise and Egg and Jane, you hear the crack, a single shot from an assault rifle. And Layla, you watch as there's this kind of burst of pink as you just drill this guy right through his ghillie suit, and he's done. He's out.
I'm pulling my assault rifle and I'm just firing. I want to fire at the tires.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll your shooting.
What's the target?
We'll go with 5.
I'm gonna spend 4,
Okay.
which is good because I rolled a 1.
Oh man, yeah, you shoot out the tires, but I'll say at this point, everybody else is. Dottie, do you want to roll preparedness? And the intent is to say that you left the scrambler in the briefcase for the handoff
Yeah,
to fry the laptop or fry the car.
to fry the laptop so that they can't get
Okay.
any of the information.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and roll.
What is my thing?
we'll say DC is going to be 4 because you had time to.
Oh,
to
I got a
prep.
6. I didn't have to spend
Yeah.
anything.
You punch, and there's this brief like sound from like inside the briefcase, like a pop, and this thing is fried. And at this point, though, everybody else is surprised as these guys start firing. So the thugs kind of bring up their pistols and begin shooting. I'm gonna see what everybody's hit thresholds are. This is where we start getting into it.
Yeah,
I
what-
also
what,
hide.
Oh. Yeah, like what
I imagine, like,
determines,
I'm
like
not-
initiative or something in this game?
It's usually based on the skill that you're using, but since a lot of you were surprised, you'll actually go last.
I'm not
So
I'm not there though, right? Like,
right, you're in
Yeah,
the car, I
car,
believe.
yeah.
Okay, so one of them does not beat your threshold there, Egg, but Eloise, they rolled a 5, and they're gonna do 2 points of damage, so deduct 2 from your health. When Dedipovich moves, he moves with this almost frightening speed. And before you even know it, he's up and over the vehicle you're taking cover behind, Jane, and he reaches down to grab you.
Oh.
And what's your hit threshold?
All right.
It's 4, right? Yep, 4.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and he hits you for he punches you, and it's like you've been hit before, but you've never been hit like this before.
Oh yeah.
And it is almost knocks the wind out of you. You take 3 damage. Okay, so now we're back in initiative order, so we're gonna start with Jane. You're up.
After getting punched and the air knocked out of me, there's like this sound, and then I would like to drop to the ground, roll under the car, and make my way over to Eloise.
I would say that as the medic, you probably know that I would probably get her out of there. Would want to get her out of there. I don't know if you wanted to like do shooties or whatever.
Yeah, I think
but,
I'm covering like with the gun, like to cover
okay.
you getting her like
Oh,
out of
that.
the scene. Like I'm just trying to stand in between the danger and the two.
Go ahead and roll shooting. Yeah, the target number is like 2.
I'm gonna spend 2.
Okay. You bring up your pistol and you get that front sight focused on one of these guys' fucking faces, and you squeeze that trigger, and you ventilate him. He drops.
I would like to know I'm intentionally leaving the one that shot Eloise for Layla.
Okay. All right. Speaking of which, Layla, it's your turn.
Guess which one I'm shooting.
Go for it.
What's the target?
This one is going to be, since you're a distance away, is going to be 4.
Then I will spend 2. That's a 3 for a 5.
Yep. Yeah, you bring that red dot sight up, and you just punch him, and another of these mooks just drops, leaving Dedipovich, and then 2 others come out from the car. And yeah, let's see. We've got Eloise next. Or, I'm sorry, Egg. We've actually got Egg next.
Okay. Well, first thing that I would like to do is pick up Eloise and basically run back towards the van.
Okay.
Would that, like, I guess, take my whole turn to, like, do that?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if I had to roll anything, it'd be, like, athletics, maybe?
Yep.
Or something? Okay.
Yep.
What is my target?
Target is going to be 4.
Okay.
And Eloise isn't down, I don't believe, because you had a pretty decent health pool, right? I think you had 8.
Yeah, and I only lost 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess just getting to cover then, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and roll athletics as you're dragging her to cover.
Okay, I'll spend 2 for this, just in case. And the good thing I did, because then that's, I rolled 2, so 4 total.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, you're able to drag her and get her back to cover. Dottie, what's your move?
I think other than pressing the button to destruct that laptop, do I see where these people might be, like where like the escape vehicle is for this guy and his crew?
Great question. So there was the Jeep that you saw them in, but go ahead and make a. If you want to spend a point from notice, if you have it, I can you may be able to find something else out.
Yes, I have 5 in notice.
Beautiful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do spot that there is a blue BMW parked behind an Undertaker's building, Undertaker's shack.
I'd like to go over there without being seen and plant a bomb under their vehicle and then come back.
All right, I'll need you to roll infiltration.
Okay.
It's going to be a high difficulty. We're going to do difficulty 6 at this point.
I'm going to spend 5.
Jesus Christ, go for it.
Boom.
That's a 4. I got a 9. I won't erupt it on this round. I'm just going to stay, so I can roll explosive devices next turn, I guess, but I just want to plant it and come back.
Okay. Yeah, you plant it, and easily enough, and you're able to get back behind cover. Eloise, your turn.
All right. So there are still men who are up?
Yeah.
Like our adversaries? Okay. So in that case, as Egg has me, I assume in like a fireman's carry, just running away.
Like, you should not be here, and then just like going behind some like a wall or something, put you down.
I'm like smacking his hands. Egg, I'm fine. I'm not hurt that badly. Please put me down.
You are not hurt? What is this? And I poke where you got shot.
Good God! It's
You stay here.
fine.
I heal you up, okay?
I have had worse. Egg, put me down. No man lays hands on me unless
All right,
I say so. That
okay.
also means you put me down.
Okay, I put you down. I understand.
There's bullets whizzing past you as you all are getting shot at. In fact,
I understand,
I'm gonna go ahead and roll.
but it is better.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
Don't punish us for role playing.
Can I? Okay, before. Can I say that I use preparedness? I assume I show up to the dead drop, looking drop dead gorgeous. So like probably like some kind of slinky dress, like slid up to heaven. But can I say that I use preparedness in order to plant pieces of a gun around my person?
Oh.
So that I can quickly assemble it, so that I also have a weapon.
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll.
This is the best part of the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm pulling pieces of a gun from out of everywhere. Don't ask from where. Just like under my hat, and I'm putting it together. And I assume that will be my.
Holding a gun. He's just like,
Yeah.
you could have just bought one.
Yeah, Egg, you get shot in the ass for
Ouch.
3 damage. For 3 damage.
3 damage.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Can I have preparedness to have ass armor?
Negatory, sir.
Fuck. Okay.
All right, it's Dedipovich's turn. So Layla not Layla, but Jane, as you, he's fixated on you, and he's with one leap is up and over that vehicle and is back on top of you and is grabbing you by the throat. So he's gonna roll hand to hand, and he rolls. That's a 6. So he's got you grappled at this point. Next up is Layla. So besides Dedipovich, you got 2 others that are still standing.
You know I'm helping my dear friend. I don't want to miss, particularly because he's very close contact, and my MOS is shooting. So can I just right in the head?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. So that's a D6
So you'll
plus
roll
1.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think with the rifle, it's +2. No, +1. Okay. Yeah. No, +2.
+1?
I'm sorry, +2.
+2. Okay. Bam. That is 3. That sucks. But it's
Okay.
3.
The bullet kind of grazes the side of his head, and Jane, you're splattered with this sticky, wet blood as you feel your hair even kind of part a bit as this bullet kind of slips past you. It's a good shot, but he's still up, and he kind of snarls and turns back towards Layla's direction. Okay, so next up is Egg.
Wait, did we skip my turn?
Did we? Oh no. Oh, we may have. Yeah, go ahead, Jane.
Does he let me go? Or
No, he's got a death grip on your throat.
am I lifted in the air?
Yeah.
Great. I want to bring my feet up and like wrap them around his neck and try and just do some sort of hand-to-hand move to get him to either let me go or both of us to fall into the ground.
Dope. Go ahead and roll your hand-to-hand roll.
What is my target?
Gonna be 5.
Where the hell is hand-to-hand?
Actually, no, because his hit threshold is 4. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 3 just to be safe.
Cool.
That's a 7.
All right, go ahead and roll a d6 to see if you do any damage to him.
Cool. 6.
-1 is 5.
So kind of almost sort of metagaming here. I think I do a move that would have broken a normal man's neck.
You actually do break his neck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because what, Layla, you did 3 damage, right?
I did indeed.
Yeah. You wrap your legs around and you just around his neck, and you just as you try to flip him to at least get him on the ground so you can take the fight to the ground. You hear this crack as his neck is just fucking ratcheted around in the absolutely wrong direction, and he falls to the ground. Yeah, he's dead as shit. Now you've got 2 others that are still shooting at you. So Egg, what do you do?
Well, I guess I would like to, my ass wound isn't, like, that bad, so,
No.
I would like to, I guess take out my gun. I feel like it would be funny if he has, like, a really small handgun rather than, like, a really big one, so he pulls out, like, just, like, a small one.
Like a little snub-nosed revolver?
Yeah, a little snub-nosed, something like that. And then it's just kind of like, you are very rude, and then just like shooting at one of the remaining 2 folks.
Okay, make your shooting roll.
What's the target here?
It's gonna be 3.
Just 3. Oh, okay. I'll spend 1 just in case. I didn't need it. I got a 4.
Beautiful. Yeah. You squeeze off around and hit him right in the eye, and he fucking drops.
Fucking amateurs. No.
Dottie, you're up.
I'd tell everybody,
I think we should just go. It's like they're not going to chase us, and I've got us covered.
There is only one guy left standing.
Yeah, but there's a bomb on the car, Vince.
That's true.
Yeah.
And we all want to see it explode.
that's all I'm saying.
Actually, he is moving his way back, and I want to give Dottie this. He is making his way back to the car. It looks like to get his own ass out of there because everybody around him is fucking dead or dying.
I wait until he like opens the car door just for dramatic effect because I've got the time.
Yep. He opens the door and goes to get inside.
He puts his hand on the door handle, pops it open, and it's done. It's over with.
This beautiful BMW goes up, and he is immediately perforated with shrapnel and set aflame and essentially taken apart by the concussive blast. The caretaker shack is gone. You all feel the concussion from it's a small bomb, but you feel the concussion from this blast. The wind is the air is almost completely knocked out of you, but yeah. There you go. I love it. And with that, the scene is yours.
Well,
You are
first
surrounded
of all,
by the corpses of these thugs and Dedipovich.
yeah, I want to make sure
Yeah.
he's dead.
He is dead. This man is sicklier than you would have expected. Like, there's definitely something wrong with him. His skin almost looks jaundiced in this light. But he was unreasonably strong.
Yeah, like I saw him leap over the car, right? Like,
Yeah. Yep. But there is no pulse. He isn't moving, and there's no breath.
Pat him down.
I would start taking off my rings, taking out my silver suitcase, putting on gloves, and getting ready to administer medical attention to everyone.
You do notice that there is a mausoleum that kind of is standing open on the site. Amazing.
if I notice
I'm
that,
not going in there.
I am. If I notice that and Egg has Eloise, I take off for the mausoleum just to make sure there's nobody else like lurking.
Dottie hands
You
you a little, like a mini bomb, like a really small one, and is like, in case you need it. I don't trust that shit.
Thanks.
Yeah, I've seen movies.
When you step inside, Jane, I don't know what you expected to see, but I guarantee it isn't this.
Great.
There is a body that is down on the cement on the floor of this mausoleum that is bound, but not by rope, not just rope, but rope and what looks to be wild roses. And the head has been separated from the body. And nearby you find a metal canteen cup that appears at one point to have been filled with blood, likely from this body.
So there's an out loud, oh, what the fuck? And my gun, I'm just sweeping the room. Are there places to hide in here? Like, is there someone else in here with me?
No, it is a very, very small mausoleum.
Okay. I have no idea what to do with this. So I think I just slowly back out and then just turn and walk back to the group. I will relay this information to Egg once he's finished with Eloise. I don't want to interrupt or distract.
Do I need to get rid of any points to do any sort of medical attention to everyone that has been hurt?
Yeah, go ahead and roll medic. Okay.
Yeah, I guess as you come out, Yegor has hurt. He has to do. I mean, you have to help yourself before you help others. So he has tied up his butt wound, and then went over to Eloise. And then I guess when you come out, we'll start administering to you. What is the target number?
It's gonna be 4 basic.
Okay, I'll spend 3, just because I'm paranoid. So that's 7 total to administer to folks.
You regain 2, Eloise, 2 health. And Jane, are you looking over Jane?
Oh yeah, I'm doing everyone. So me, Jane, and Eloise.
So Jane's already out. So they're off checking out that mausoleum. You kind of patch up your ass. You heal too as well. But Jane comes out, and Jane would probably be pale, right?
I think so, yeah.
How much blood have you lost? Come here.
I haven't lost any blood.
I beg
What's going on? You got a fire in the fucking hole?
I don't...
Light it up!
Stop touching me. I need you to look. I need you to look. And I just point to the mausoleum.
Dottie goes in there. Their finger like grab the bomb from you. And they're like, hey, you got a light.
I will give them a light, but I'm not moving until Jane is taken care of. I'm a medic first, so I will take care of Jane before going anywhere.
First Layla
she
has a
protests.
Yeah, I go in very carefully, see that, and go, yeah, like I said, fucking light it up, right? Am I right?
Yeah, what are Eloise and Layla doing?
Eloise, if I may, will follow but hang back enough that she can see what's inside. And is any of this familiar?
Not to this extent, no.
Okay. Eloise looks very very shaken and glances around the room and steps back out and says, yes, I quite think fire in the hole here.
Before
might
we
be our
do
best
that,
bet.
Yeah, I want to take some photos first.
but also, we just pile all the bodies and dispose them. Dottie, you have something, right? Or Egg, you probably have something that can get rid of all this, right?
Once I am done
I already
taking
put it in
care
there.
of Jane, I will do my cleaning job. Everybody
Look, I got
wait
punched in the
distracted.
stomach by that guy. I don't have a wound that you can look at. I'm good.
Well, I didn't know that.
Whoever had a phone with the contact back to Rudek, their phone begins to ring.
Oh, this should be good.
Probably.
Yeah.
Pick her up. My burner, specifically.
Hello,
What the
darling.
fuck?
Oh, you're trying to... You think this is Rudek. No, I'm afraid your friend won't be speaking with you again anytime soon.
Oh, well, you pay for information, don't you?
I didn't pay for you to look.
Layla, can we see anything like in the demeanor, or can Eloise see anything in Layla's demeanor that this is
Bad phone call.
I believe that's
bad
Layla.
phone call?
Well, first her response was what the fuck, but also I think the amount of time that Layla and Eloise spent together, Eloise would know that this is not what's supposed to happen. We were never told not to look. We go by our directives.
Hmm.
Hang up the phone.
That's not going to save you.
Layla, hang up the phone.
I'll be seeing you soon. And I'm gonna get what's mine.
Fuck.
What was that?
Apparently, the buyer was unimpressed that we looked. We're going to have to do some cleaning.
Already ahead on that.
And as you all begin to stack bodies and go about cleaning the scene before you're making your way away, with this knowledge in hand and these strange experiences now uniting you all, still trying to make sense of what just happened, I think it's a good place to end this session.
I'm sorry, the cat just fell off my desk.
Oh.
The cat fell off her desk. Oh shit.
What is the number to beat? That's the wrong accent. What's the number to beat?
You signed
Yeah,
up for
I
like
was-
espionage thriller.
I was not ready
And you
for
got
the drama.
relationship drama.
Yeah, was not ready for it. Not mad about it. But
Have you
know,
met BJ and I? And
It's true. That's true. And now Kerri.
I'm enjoying the added layer of, did they fuck too?